Man, after doing 7 years, and after being locked up away from my families and the loved ones and the streets and the free world, I realized waking up in the morning ain't so bad being free, being a productive citizen, so they call it. And I'm sorry I had to go through that shit to learn all about that shit. But I'm saying something was different about my last time when I was doing it. You know, something was different. It didn't feel right. The places they were sending me to, I never been sent to them before. You know, it's like the camps was getting harder. The people was getting meaner. You know, the aggressiveness and all that type of shit. Did I mention, say, welcome back to East Baton Rouge Parish Prison Stories? I say, welcome back. And I'm saying my last Joes, I had 1 year and 7 months left to do out of 7 years, and they summoned to hunts. Man, you hear about hunts, and you read about hunts, and when you there in that place, you really see the definition of being in hunts. And I'm saying my first day when I got to hunts, it was crazy. Real shit. Do you know that you got to go through this formality called HRDC, some shit like that, the process? And when you go through a physical, it's like getting a fucking job or being a football player. They strip searching you naked in front of everybody, squatting, coughing, and shit like that. Man, I wasn't used to that shit from where the fuck I'm from. No, deputy, I can't live. No, get me out of this motherfucker. And hear the part when I tell you, they calling your name, and they got everybody in the lines talking this shit. And they got dudes in this motherfucker big, real big, huge as a motherfucker. They straight from Angola. I can't make this shit up based on true story. They straight from Angola getting off the bus. You seeing them. And I'm looking like my name, Pee Wee. Real shit. I'm looking like Pee Wee around this motherfucker. And I'm looking at these dudes, you heard me? I'm looking at dudes bumping into me and walking into me, buck necking and shit, and keep going and shit. I'm looking at it, I can't lie. So the people decided to call my name. They was on J's. It was on J's. And they decided to call my name. They say, Marlon Joseph, step up. So I go there and they ask me all these fucking questions and shit like this, where I'm from. Have I had the TB shot? Do I have anything? Do I have anything? Well, we're going to give you tests anyway and all this other shit. What the fuck you asking me these questions for? I'm ready to put my clothes on. You know, plus these dudes seem to be looking at my ass for some strange reason. So, as I'm getting there, they got this dude that just unshackled and shit. And everybody buck naked. I can't make this shit up. Everybody buck naked. And as they got him, and they unshackled him, he walked straight to another dude, and they started fighting and shit. Naked. We all naked except the people who fucking worked there. Naked. And as they was watching, and as they started fighting and shit like that, the fucking guards coming up from Hunt, they bitches big and crazy, and they retarded. And some of these niggas ain't real niggas in the streets. They just work there. That's what they say. Man, these dudes come in that bitch, and they started beating you up, and they started pulling us back, and they started spraying shit. All in this fucking building and shit. Like this here. The guard grabbing everybody, they grabbing 2 at a time, ass cheek touching ass cheek. This is not the life for me. I realized that. I realized when I first got a chance to go on Fox. Fox is cool, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do time, I suggest you go to Fox. That's what I'm telling you. Right. I remember I got a chance to get in Hunts. I got in the Hunts Impact program. And they told me that if I complete this program, I could go home that year early. Program only lasted 5 months. And I'm saying this program they put you in is called boot camp. A lot of people don't know about boot camp in Hunts, but it's the #1 boot camp everybody's trying to get in. And this boot camp can save your life only if you're willing to go through the shit and accept the shit and abuse that they give you. When I went there, they had us on our hands and knees picking up cigarette butts out the field and shit like that, going in the fields and work. They had us jogging, they had us running, they had us standing up and eating. Went through torture. You know what I'm saying? You had to stop, run, jump, but you do this shit because you want to go home. I put that shit in my mind, and I said, man, this is enough. I had enough. I had enough of the robbing. I had enough of the selling dope. I had enough of the using the drugs. I had enough of fucking with the women. I had enough of just being conniving and scheming. I had enough of all that shit. And I'm grateful that God did put me through that shit. I don't know if he did it or some fucking body else did it, but I'm saying God. I'm glad that they put me through that shit at a young age. Because now I'm older. And I'm a lot fucking mature. I know if I touch fire, that bitch go burn. So I'm not gonna touch it. That's just real shit. I'm not gonna touch it. But I know if I'm also out here breaking these fucking laws and doing everything wrong, I know I'm gonna get locked up. And I know eventually I'm gonna get caught up. I know that for a fact. Because that's me. But I also know that I don't want to do time no more. I can't stand these YNs motherfuckers. I'm telling you. I can't be in a dorm with none of them trying to fight and all day and, you know, taking the phones from you and stealing shit, reading your mail. I don't want that life no more. So what I do, I try to spread the word, the good news to you young cats. Put you on game. At some point in time, you just got to give it up. Huh? No, I'm free, remember? I'm just telling a story. Definitely. I can't live. Get me out of here.